Hi, everybody. I'm Pearl, and this is my sister Cleo, and you're watching Scuttlebutt on Band-Aid Tree Media. And we are just two white girls sitting around trying to figure out what in the hell is going on in this country.
Oh, that's a little bit racist.
Oh, sorry. Well, we are white girls. I mean,
Well, when it came down to districting, cutting the lines, they were saying the black folks, and they're trying to get the black folks not to be able to vote. So now when you talk about white girls, that's racist too. And that what they said is that it was the lines were racist against the white people.
oh,
So, yeah, and I'm telling you that I think that's about the least important thing to most people right now when they're having so much trouble trying to afford gas, trying to afford
yeah.
food, trying to afford rent, mortgage, all that stuff. So, really, it's just all people working together, and that's what we're doing. But if you want to call us two white girls, you go right ahead.
Okay, white elderly women. I'll clarify it. Really girls. So,
Yeah, and
neither girls.
we have been working together and trying to figure out what's been going on since 2016. And that was really the main push to put this channel together because we're hoping that other people can help us figure it out because we've not
Yeah,
ever been
we don't
able.
know. Mm-mm.
We don't know what's going
We
on.
don't know, and the more we talk about it, the more confusing it gets because there's just so damn much stuff coming at you in the news and on social media, and it is a kind of a nightmare to figure this out.
Well, because there's so much lies. They're just lie
Yes,
after lie after lie.
yeah.
And so once you accept one thing, then the next day you turn on your computer and you look at the news and, oh, no, it's all changed. So we're just trying to cut through the BS and trying to get this straight. So, one of the things that has come up recently is the Trump mobile phone.
Oh,
I
did you order one?
absolutely did not.
Me neither. Proud of it. Do you
But
know
I
any
did
do you know anybody who got one?
I do not. I do not know anybody that got one. Actually, no, I'll tell you what. Nobody got one. They tried to get one, but nobody got their phone. And this goes back to 2025 when they first came out with this idea of we're putting up a new phone called let me see what it's called. Well, it for one thing, the phone is a
Trump phone.
gold.
Yeah,
it- It's a what?
it's the Trump phone.
It's a
Yeah.
Trump phone, yeah, and you would end up being on the Trump plan, and so for $100, you were supposed to get your beginning of your order, I guess, to get your Trump phone, which is gold and it's got the flag embossed on it, and you would end up paying $47 a month, pretty cheap, for your service for the Trump phone.
Yeah, but the phone, the full price of the phone is
499.
499, $499. So
Right.
that $100 deposit is only a portion of it. So on top of that, $47 or whatever it is it $47 a month really? Because he's 47? Oh God.
I didn't even put two
Oh
and two
God.
together.
This guy has an ego the size of AI Atlas. I mean,
Well,
his
and it was actually Donald Trump Jr. and Eric that were really working this thing about the phone. About the phones. Okay, so people paid in, get this, 600,000 people ponied up $100 a piece
all those
to get
poor
their
people.
phone.
All those poor people. Oh, those
Well,
poor
and
people.
I think it was supposed to come out like at the end of August last year, and it just didn't happen. And then uh, they kept making up excuses about it. And by the way, this phone was supposedly made in America.
I didn't know they made phones in America.
Well, they don't. Well, this is
So is this Don and Eric sitting down in the bunker making these phones? Is that what?
no. If you look at your cell phone, most cell phones are made in China.
Mhm.
Um,
And they work.
hold on 1 minute. I'm having a little problem with echo. I'm
Okay.
going to pause this for a second.
Okay. Phew. Okay. I'm glad you fixed that. All right.
I hope I fixed it. I had
Me
a
too.
little echo. So anyway, we're back. So the thing about this phone, the gold Trump phone with the flag on it, and they went through months and months, and people were wondering where is their phone or why haven't they heard anything about it? And then they would come out with stuff and say, well, yeah, they're, you know, we're getting to it, and it's made in America. And everybody was a little confused about that, but they thought, well, no, and they're calling it a patriotic phone. So, so we've come to find out they quit saying it was made in America, and they're saying stuff like designed in America or some other thing that referred to something about America. But the fact is, it was not going to be made in America. We don't know at this point if even one phone ever has been made. And if you look
Well,
at your
and even before you get to that, the whole thing with the phones, when they kept delaying it, they would say we're redesigning it and they'd push back the release date. But they also updated their terms of service at some point to clarify that the deposit does not guarantee getting a phone at all. That's in writing in their terms of service. So talk about bad customer service. Like the only thing that people ever received in terms of customer response to the customers was this new term of service that says, yeah, we're not really going to send you a phone at all. No
yeah, that's
guarantee.
what they said. That doesn't it doesn't actually say that you're going to get a phone. So uh, I'm trying to find the exact wording they used. Um, oh shoot, where is it? We were just talking about it. But yes, that's what it was, the fine print, that when you looked at the fine print, not only does it say you're not guaranteed a phone of any kind, it also says we're not going to refund your money. They don't say it that quite that clearly, but it's saying that you cannot take action to try to get your money back. So for the 600,000 people that put $100 down on their phone and haven't gotten one, and there's no sign that they will get one. As a matter of fact, I guess they took it totally off their website, as far as so they didn't have to deal with anybody. But
I found it. I
six hundred
found it.
thousand, just a second,
Okay.
600,000 people at $100 a piece. That's $60 million that they just walked off with, and they don't have to pay it back. Now, what did you find?
Okay. So I found the key takeaways from the terms and conditions.
Okay.
The no guaranteed delivery, the updated terms under quote, no guarantee of release, delivery, or timing, unquote, explicitly state that the phone may never be released and that deposits do not secure a device. Deposit, the next bullet point is deposit does not equal purchase. A $100 deposit does not constitute an accepted order, reserve inventory, or guarantee a phone will be produced, according to them. The third thing is non-binding timelines. Shipping dates, production schedules, and timelines are considered non-binding estimates. No price lock-in. The deposit does not lock in the proposed $499 promotional price or any specific service plans or notes. Last is the refund policy. Deposits are stated to be refundable if the company fails to produce the phone or if consumers choose not to wait for a device that has been delayed multiple times.
I don't quite understand that. Do
Of
you
course
get
not.
your
It's specifically stated that way so that you don't understand it. It basically means if you get sick of waiting, we're not giving your money back.
Oh, okay.
But it
That boy, that sounds fair.
but it does not explicitly say if you wait till we produce it, that deposit will go towards the purchase of your phone. It doesn't say that. So
No, they never promised that. I just thought you were kind of like making a placeholder by putting your $100 in there saying, "Hey, I want one of these
Yep.
patriotic Trump phones for $47 a month." And that's gold with a flag on it. I mean, boy, wouldn't that be a wonderful thing to have? Unfortunately, nobody has one yet. It doesn't appear that one is going to be ever created. There is no indication or paperwork that shows that any company anywhere in the world has put these phones together. And yes, the price for the phone was supposed to be $499, and they put, the fine print. I don't know if the fine print appeared at the get-go, because it seems to me if they had known from the beginning, 600,000 people wouldn't be suckered into something like this. That's a lot of people. But as it works, it's just another, this is how Trump remains a millionaire, a billionaire, whatever he is. It just goes right along with Trump steaks, Trump tennis shoes, Trump. I think wasn't there a Trump vodka or something for a minute? No,
Trump vodka.
the
Yes.
crypto
The
coins, the
Trump
Bible,
game.
the Bible. When he made a
Trump Bible.
Bible.
Trump guitars.
Oh, really? And the ball, even the ballroom. Well, we know what happened to the ballroom. Now we are, the ballroom supposedly was going to be backed up by uh, his buddies. They were all going to donate money to make this. Started out, I think, 250 million, and it went up to 400. Suddenly, when the attempted assassination occurred, and they realized how important it was to have that ballroom right now it's up to the taxpayers to pay for this $1 billion, I think, ballroom now, because it's going to be so secure. Not that that's any different than what they had planned in the first place, but now, no, nobody's paying for it. It just kind of reminds me, doesn't it? It just takes you back to deja vu of the wall, the wall between us and Mexico, that
Oh,
Mexico was going to pay for that wall, and they never did. Everybody, even his supporters, they're all looking around like, well, no, they didn't pay for it. So we paid for that also, but we don't learn. I mean, certain people do not learn that what this man says, when it sounds so perfect and great, it never works out that way. So the
mhm.
ballroom, sorry, we're going to end up paying for it, um, and it's going to be up to $1 billion at least. And it's since they've already destroyed the east, I think it's the east wing of the White House. Um, then they've got to put something there. I mean, what are
Yeah,
you going
they
to
do.
do?
Yeah, they do.
So
When
this
you want us loop back around though, let me know about the phones because I have something else. But we can come back to that later.
No, 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 I'm getting to the phones again. Go
Very
ahead.
good.
What do you have?
Well, I found the Trump mobile website, which
Oh.
proudly displays Mr. Eric I Eat Paste Trump on the website page. And it says, Our 47 plan trumps the rest. And it says, No contract, just 47.45. So it's $47.45. Though those are his two presidential numbers.
Right.
What a friggin' creep.
But
For
for that's for the monthly cost to have the
Yeah,
phone?
it
Okay.
says unlimited talk, text, and data, 100% US based customer support. Sure. No contract, cancel anytime. No, that's probably not true. Free SIM kit and shipping, international calling to over 230 countries and territories. And then the next to the last bullet point says, bring your own phone.
What?
Bring your own phone.
Oh, now they're
And, the,
saying they've got a service for the phone, but they don't
and
have the phone. And
Well, and they're not broadcasting that. It's the next to the last bullet. And the final bullet says Trump will proudly be displayed in the status bar as your network. So you see a little Trump face when you've got the network. Let me see what they
are
say
you
here.
kidding me? Now they've just downgraded to no more phone, but where they're putting in a mobile service basically. So
Yes.
it's like, I think what you just described covers almost everybody's mobile service I've ever heard of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it says that for nationwide, when it quotes the price, it says for nationwide coverage, roadside assistance, telehealth access, yeah, because that's so important to Trump, and more.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness, that is so ridiculous that they're just talking about that their mobile service offers the same as Verizon or
And then the next screen says, stay connected anywhere. Keep your phone. Upgrade your wireless experience. They really are going for buy the mobile service and just keep your damn phone.
Oh, okay, so this is how they're going to justify that everybody put in $100 so they don't have to pay it back. And
Mhm.
so they're gonna have their own mobile service, which is probably something that Elon Musk is helping them out with because he would know how to put that thing together and
Yeah.
over,
Yeah.
blindfolded basically.
Yeah. It says, switch to Trump Mobile effortlessly while keeping the phone you love and the number you trust. And then in the next paragraph, it says, not sure if your phone is ready? Our instant compatibility check gives you clarity in seconds. And if you're ready for an upgrade, explore our curated selection of the latest devices in the Trump mobile store designed to keep you connected without compromise. So they're not
Wow.
selling the phone anymore at all.
Hey everybody, you heard it here first. We got direct information exactly about this mobile service, the Trump
Oh,
mobile
yeah.
service.
I spoke too soon. Then in the next pictured thing, so this is like quite a ways down in the website. It says stay connected anywhere. Want to be the first to get the new T1? That's the name of their phone, T1.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's how. You can be the first to get the new T1 when it ships. Getting in line is easy and you only pay $100 today. And then there's a picture of the stupid phone. Do you want to see a picture of the stupid phone?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Okay.
Can you put it up there?
I think I can. Hold on a second. I'm the little engine that
So
should.
they are still pushing about the mobile phone
I
as
guess
well as the
so. I guess so. Share screen, window.
God, I would just love to see what it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
Wow. Oh, okay, there's the flag. It's gold. Boy, it looks an awful lot like
An iPhone?
no, it looks like my phone. This is a Samsung.
Oh yeah.
The thing on the back here is not part of the phone. That's a little separate thing that you can get
Yeah.
from Samsung to have it sit up and stuff. But yeah, it looks very much like, and this is a brand new phone. I just got this a couple months ago. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it too.
What I can't tell is does that blue part that's sliding over, is that just the front of the phone or is it a phone that actually opens up? Because they do make those phones that open up.
Oh, well, I thought it was like here's the back side, here's the front side, so
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
what I think it
two
is.
two
Yeah.
pictures together.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Oh my God. What else?
Well, thank you for finding that. Boy, that's really a nice looking
Wow.
phone.
Wow.
For
Oh,
I
oh,
only
oh,
for
oh, wait, wait, wait. The very last part, where they have like contact us and all that stuff. Look at this. Terms and conditions. This says join now. This says become a dealer.
to sell that phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. They're not going to send them out. They're going to put them in a store, and then you can pay. I'll be amazed if that phone looks pretty nice for $499. Wow, I don't think so. This phone that I just showed you, the Samsung, it just came out. It's twice that price at least.
Yes. Yeah. Most phones easily twice that
Yeah,
price. All
especially
right.
especially with the tariffs. Okay, you can take that down.
Yeah, let's not give him any more free advertising. But I think
But
I I think maybe their scam now is going to move on to offering not only become a dealer franchises for Trump Mobile.
oh, okay.
That'd
Like
be another scam that they could do. Because franchises, they usually start out at like 50 grand or something for a franchise. So they could make a lot of money off that.
oh, especially if the franchise never happens, but
Yeah.
I would think if they got that far with it, that would be for a real thing because, then I don't think they could I know what you're thinking. Cleo, you're so naive. Right? I know. I am a little
They
naive.
will be in Dubai laughing their asses off because at least 100 people would actually buy this. Oh my god.
So, after the Democrats heard about
The stuff that he pull it's very creative. The stuff that they pull is just
well, and people just fall for it. When I'm telling you, 600,000 people have fallen for this and given them money for, I don't know if they ever saw the fine print or not, but I don't think they realized that they're just throwing $100 away. But then
no,
there's a
because that
lot.
wasn't the terms when they signed up for it. It was a deposit.
Well,
This has probably all been revamped in the last 3 minutes. I mean, you know, while Trump's in China, they're updating the website here.
probably. And hey, Dad, while you're there, could you see if you can get those phones going?
And Tim Cook's gonna be there too, so maybe he has a little pull with the Chinese, you
Well,
know?
definitely, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
These
what
guys.
happened after all this comes out in this last week or so is the Democrats said, wait a minute, excuse me, because they're thinking like we're thinking that it's a scam. It's a huge, big scam. And somebody's walking away with a lot of money. So they took it to the Federal Trade Commission in January of 2026 to investigate what they called potentially, oh, I love that, potentially deceptive practices, including shifting made in the USA claims and missed delivery dates because it's not made in America.
No.
And so what they have done, I don't know if it was in there, but that they've um, mixed those words up a little bit more. Instead of made in America, it's kind of like designed in America or America approved or something like that.
Or dreamed up by an idiot in America.
Yeah, they could say whatever they wanted to.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, okay, so Federal Trade Commission, I wonder how this is going to work. I thought, well, who is the head of the Federal Trade Commission? It's a guy named Andrew N. Ferguson. He is he was appointed by Trump in 2025. And you know that when the Democrats make up this whole big letter and get a hold of this guy to investigate this, that he's going to say, yeah, no, I think it's fine. And the reason he thinks it's fine is because they have that disclaimer that you just went through the whole thing on. And so they'll get away with it. In other words, all you folks that put your money in there for nothing, you're not going to get your money back. You're not going to get a phone, probably. Uh, I can see that there's a whole lot of people still hoping and waiting, even though it's been almost a year and a half now that nothing happened. So you're just you're stuck. You're screwed. So what did the Republicans do? Just the normal Republican everyday people working 9 to 5 and doing but wanting that phone. What they are doing is they're revolting. They are so tired of being screwed over by Trump, and not just with the phone deal. I mean, it's not just the $100. The $100 is actually not that big a deal to a lot of people. But it's the fact that they were set up and they were taken advantage of that they don't like. It's not the money per se, it's the fact that Trump continually lies to them and they fall for it every time and then they get screwed in the end. And I'm talking about the farmers in America,
Mm-hmm.
the businesses that lost their business because they couldn't keep up with the tariffs, which end up being illegal, but they were enough tariffs for a while that it put people out of business. So there is just I can't even tell you. I don't really know what the figure is, but there is just many thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that are no longer They were Republican, but they're no longer supporting this Republican regime because it's ruining their lives. It's
Yeah.
taken, they're losing their homes, they're losing their jobs, they're not able to buy groceries because the groceries are too expensive or that stuff's just not there.
Yeah.
Um, they're, the jobs from the jobs, they're losing their houses. So we're talking about hundreds of thousands of Republicans that are just like, it's almost like a silent battle that they're doing. They're not making a big issue out of it. They're just saying, "No, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. Um, you put me in a terrible position. I've lost my business. My family has been totally disrupted." Um, and so this is really interesting how this is going to work out because basically the Republican Party itself is imploding. Now, the Republican Party itself, we've wondered why, and I think we talked about this on another show of why didn't Trump go to Congress and get some kind of approval about the Iran war? Uh, well, and they didn't do that because the Republicans didn't want to put their name on it. They
Mhm.
didn't want to go against Trump, but they didn't want their people that had voted for them to think that they totally agree with Trump. They don't totally agree. So since they don't agree, and since Trump's going to do it anyway, they just thought, well, do what you have to do, because otherwise they would have to go to them, and there would have to be a vote, and the vote would have to go Trump's way, and they know that, and then the people that they're trying to represent would be going, hey, wait a minute, the price of gas, the price of doing business. The price of every single thing in this country just went through the roof because of a war that we don't need to be having. I mean, no, there was no justification to the war. So that is why the Republicans don't say one way or the other, because they want to keep their spot as a representative, as a senator, as a congressperson. So it is really, this Republican Party is self imploding at this point. Now, I know you hear stuff about, that the Democrats aren't doing anything. The Democrats are doing something, just like this thing about taking it to the
The
Federal Trade,
FTC. Mhm.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Federal Trade Commission,
Mhm.
but they won't get anywhere with it. So it looks like they aren't doing anything. They are definitely doing something, and they definitely have a plan. And we know from the other show that we had about how the Republicans are trying to gerrymander the district in different areas to get more Republican votes.
Mhm.
Uh, what they are doing is they're taking an unfair advantage. The people that have been taken advantage of and blindsided by the Trump administration, they understand what's going on. They understand how it's hit them, how it's hit their bank account and their
Mhm.
ability to do whatever they've been trying to do. So they're just silently going, "All right, I'm going to step back. You guys go ahead and do whatever you want to do, but when it comes time to vote, I'm voting Democrat."
Mhm.
So, because that's their only hope to get things turned around. And so you wonder why, well, wait a minute, the Democrats, they're not so great. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Look at history. Every single time the Republicans get into the office of president, they destroy the economy.
Yes.
Every single time the Democrats take up the presidency again after the Republicans have made a mess out of things, they come up, clean it all up, get everybody happy again, get us on the right track, bring down the national debt, and then it starts all over again.
Yeah.
So at this point, even Republicans are saying, "Well, I'd rather do that than get deeper and deeper into debt like we're doing." And this thing about the gas, it's interesting how Trump handles that. He says, "Oh no, gas prices are going down." As soon as he says that, the stock market changes, goes up, goes better. Then as soon as we hear that the the gas can't get through the canal or whatever that thing is in Iran, then all of a sudden gas prices go up, stock market goes down. What the Republican administration is doing is manipulating the stock market for the very wealthy, because
Mhm.
it's only the very wealthy that can afford to lose a little and gain a lot, and that's the way it's working out for them.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right on that, and it's so frustrating for American people, Democrats and Republicans, to sit
Uh-huh.
there and watch them playing these games with our 401ks, with our Social Security, with Medicare, with Medicaid, with SSI, with food prices, with SNAP benefit. I mean, it's just they're acting like this is a checkers game, you know, and it's just, oh look, I'm just doing this and this and you know, and it's affecting millions of people's lives negatively, and it's going to take a long time for us to come back from this. You know, and the wealthy, the really wealthy, do not care. Most of them.
No, because it's not it does not affect them at all. The stuff
No,
goes up in the
no.
store 50 cents, a dollar. So what? It costs you maybe 30 bucks more than it used to cost you for buy a bag of groceries. It's not a big deal when you're super wealthy, even if you're just in a millionaire. Then that's not super wealthy anymore. It used to be, but it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But it's a big deal for, and I'm so glad you brought up the SNAP program, because there's another group of people that have just got totally screwed. They have
Mhm.
managed to take 4 million people have been dropped
Ugh,
from the SNAP program. Um,
that's a
you
lot of
know,
people.
and
That's a
this
lot of
goes
peo That's a lot of very, very vulnerable people.
vulnerable people. And it not
Very.
only that, it has affected the areas that they're in, like the people that were getting benefits would go to the store and buy food. That's all
Mhm.
you can buy with SNAP benefits.
That's right.
You can't buy toilet paper, toothpaste, any of that kind of thing.
Cigarettes, can't buy that.
Oh no, beer and pop. I don't know. I don't think you can buy, maybe you can buy pop
I'm not
because
sure.
that's pretty edible.
Well, now they can't buy any of it because they don't have the benefits, so
Well, yeah, now they don't have the benefits.
yeah.
So what did the Republicans do? When that thing passed and they started seeing people being dropped off the food stamp roll or whatever you want to call it, they cheered, they slapped each other on the back, they high five, congratulations. They are so damn proud of themselves for taking the poor people off the food stamps, because they're going to prevent fraud within that system. And they're going to put these, if you want food, some of you are going to have to go to work. And I don't know if they make up jobs for them or what, but it's absolutely ridiculous. Because I'm telling you, if you can't eat, you're going to have a hell of a time going to work.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so,
By the way,
but the thing,
you can buy soda on Snap.
okay, well, I'm glad of that. You
Yeah,
can't buy beer,
no.
wine.
Just non-alcoholic beverages like soda and juice, um, snacks, candy, and ice cream, and everything else is like real food. You can't buy prepared hot foods, you can't buy alcohol and tobacco, you can't buy supplements, and you can't buy non-food items.
Yeah, there's a limit to it. And as
Mhm.
far as the fraud, it doesn't exist. It just does not exist. Is there a few people, maybe a handful of people, maybe let's say 100 people in the country that figured out how to trick the system, go to their DSHS and get their food stamps when they really weren't eligible for it?
It's pretty hard to do.
It's very, very hard
It's
to
really
do.
hard to do.
And if you do get caught doing something, like one of the things they did do a fraud thing with is the people that would take food stamps, and how did they do that? They would sell the actual cards or the actual money thing that they had,
Yeah.
and somehow, oh, I know, turn it into cash instead of food.
Well, that had to be in the days when they actually had like a paper coupon book. But
Well,
now it's all on a card, like a debit card. So
right, right. but whatever it was, it's been a while ago, and they caught up with that right away and stopped
Yeah,
it. But
yeah.
on the other hand, to say that, you can't have food unless you work, well, if you're in a spot where you don't have enough money for food, there's a reason why you got there.
Yes.
It's not because you think there's people sitting around in their house driving some fancy car or something going, "You know what? I'm gonna screw the system. I'm gonna get 100, $200 worth of food for nothing." And I
Yeah,
mean,
that'll show 'em. Yeah.
yeah, really. Yeah.
Oh
It
god.
just, does it ever happen? I suppose once in a while it does, but very, uh,
I don't think it really happens. I mean,
I
I've
think
known
it's less than 1%.
Yeah, yeah.
That there's a fraudulent thing like that going on. So anyway, the Republicans, oh God, they are so pleased with themselves, what they've done with this big, beautiful bill. They're stopping the fraud in the SNAP program. It,
Give them a cape. They are friggin' superheroes.
it's just amazing. It's just amazing that
Yeah.
the idiots that do this stuff.
By the way, we're at 36 minutes, just wanna let you know.
So let me read a little bit about what this thing is going on with the
Yeah, okay, good.
4 million people.
Okay.
First of all, the 4 million people is the largest drop in decades. And the new rules expand work requirements up to age 64 and tighten eligibility for groups like veterans, homeless individuals, and older adults.
Mm, God.
Oh, good. Work on those people because, like, obviously they're rolling in it and they're faking you out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Supporters claim the cuts reduce fraud, but federal data shows fraud accounts for only about 1% of SNAP, which is what I just said. And I'd forgotten that that was even in there. So, meanwhile, food banks nationwide report record high demand, saying they cannot replace what SNAP provides. So, and also, some of these smaller towns, smaller businesses, not a big chain of grocery stores, they're going out of business because there's nobody coming in to buy their
Right,
food.
food, yeah.
So it says here that SNAP delivers 9 meals for every one a food bank can offer. So food banks cannot make up for it. They are trying like crazy to
Of
do what they
course.
can.
Yeah.
Again, it's all you fraudsters out there that are trying to trick people so you're willing to wait in line at the food bank to try to get what, a loaf of bread, maybe one bag of groceries or something. I mean, it's just
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
uh so and the critics warn that the cuts are deepening hunger at a time when food prices remain high and many families, seniors, and people with disability are losing essential support. They're talking about going beyond the food thing.
Yeah.
That the Trump administration is trying to eliminate Medicare and Medicaid along with all the food benefits. What they're trying to do is eliminate all these things that were set up and designed specifically to help people because that's the kind of country America is. America is it wants to help its people. It wants to help the people that live here. And so if you're not doing well, that's why these programs were set up so you could survive. And not just for survive, usually the people, when you can get food stamps and get food, and when you can get medical care, you finally get to a point where, yay, you can go out and finally work again. Some people are disabled permanently and they can't work. Um,
Mhm.
and they're just being picked on. It's just
Yeah.
horrible what they're doing.
Yeah, they're turning into kind of the Hunger Games where, they're the more that they pick on these people and put them down and deprive them of even these very, very basic benefits that the government used to provide, they're hoping that people will turn on one another. Well, if you have that much food, then I won't have food, so I'm gonna take your food. That kind of mentality. So they're turning it into kind of a war among the most vulnerable people in the country, 'cause frankly, they don't care. They hope
Well, and
all of
that is why these other people are saying the Republicans are against America. They
Yeah,
are the war on America, the
yes.
Republicans.
Yeah, they are.
And then the reason it's the Republicans is because they're all backing up Trump. They're
Yeah,
all backing up Trump because if they don't, I
he
mean, it's just
yeah,
it's an
he retaliates.
authoritarian. It's yeah, exactly. It's an authoritarian state. I mean, I'm waiting. Elizabeth Warren and somebody else are the ones that went to the Trade Commission to do
Ro
something about these phones.
Robert Garcia.
Robert Garcia. So it's just a matter of time that when both those people are threatened or something happens where maybe they can't continue to do what they're doing, especially if they get too many Democrats working for them like that, then pretty soon the Republicans, I say Republicans in the broadest sense, they go after the governor of that state. They go after other people that are Democrats.
Mhm.
This is the way that they're trying to control people and
Yeah,
control the country.
yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds horrible. And it almost sounds like, okay, is that really happening? It actually
It is.
is happening. But I see a little clink, a little chink in the chain. I see a little something going on here, especially right now. When you hear about what Gavin Newsom has to say, or you hear about, the woman in Virginia, I think her name's Lois something.
Mhm.
Uh, she's a representative, and they bust her. Oh, maybe she's an attorney general, and they raided her office and also her pot stores. I think they screwed with the wrong woman here. She is not going. She's not going to back off of what she's trying to do, and what she's trying to do is save democracy, which all of these people are trying to do. So you have to give the Democrats more credit than what they've been receiving lately because they are doing what they can do. Mainly, what they're really pushing for is that this vote in November goes their way. But I don't know, all the gerrymandering, you know, again, I mean, Trump has a way of getting around, skirting around the law, well, like nobody's business, and it's just, what are you gonna do? Well,
Well,
I
to go back to the point that you originally made about the, Republicans not requiring him to get permission to go to war in Iran, that is far too little, and that action is far too late. People have already decided that all those Republicans are turds. They're not gonna vote for them. They're and the Trump phone is kind of the cherry on the sundae for a lot of them. It's like, "That's the last straw. No, I'm not I'm not going along with you. I don't care if I have to vote for Elizabeth Warren, who's probably the, arch enemy of most of 'em," but they're not gonna put up with those Republicans. So even though the Republicans didn't make him get permission and put their name on a vote against the war or for the war in Iran, it's not gonna matter.
no,
It's too late. It's too late for
yeah,
them.
the damage has been done,
Damage is done. Yeah.
and the gas prices went
Are
through the
too
roof,
high.
and
Yeah.
once again, just like the tariffs, the American people are paying for it. They're paying for it
Right.
in the gas prices. They're paying for it in the tariffs on their food, on their building supplies, on their automobiles, every single thing.
Mhm.
Um, I
Yeah.
haven't heard lately what's going on with Canada, but uh, the tariff on steel is just it's killing the automakers.
Yeah.
There was a 50% tariff because Trump got pissed, and so he just said fine 50%.
Yeah, but he can't do that anymore. He got that court order, right? The court
I
decision?
don't know. There's several different areas that he is using for the tariffs. The one that he thought was he was going to get away with, they said no, you can't do that. Um, but there's other areas too where he can do that, or
Mm,
he gets away with it, or something. I mean, it's just it hardly matters anymore because he's going to do it anyway. It doesn't matter what the law says. He could care less.
yeah.
Please, he's convicted of 34 felonies.
Mhm.
He is a felon 34 times, and his fan base somehow was able to say, "Oh, well, wasn't really that bad, and so I'm going to vote for him." Please, people, listen to yourselves. Look where we're at. Somebody said, "What would the difference be right now if it had been Kamala Harris instead of Trump?" None of the things that we're experiencing right now, I'm talking zero,
Yeah.
none of it, none of it would have happened. And
Right.
you guys you'd still have your businesses.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be scared about if you could get health care. Uh, you wouldn't be worried about making your mortgage. Everything would
Yeah.
have been totally fine.
Yeah. But
But
that's
let's
another show. That's another show.
that
Yeah.
is that didn't happen. Well,
Yep.
you know, thanks everybody for getting this far. And please like and subscribe our show because, like I've said over and over again, we're new. We're trying to get some subscribers. And once we build up some subscribers, we'll start having um, live shows where people can come in and talk about what they want to talk about. So, anyway, thank you so much for coming today. And we will see you probably in about a week.
Yep, we will.
Okie doke. Bye bye.
Bye.